Have you ever promised yourself you'd wake up early to work on that dream? You set your alarm for 5 a.m., full of determination, only to hit snooze and wake up at noon feeling like a failure. You've read about CEOs waking at 4:30 a.m., Navy SEALs starting before dawn, successful people swearing by early mornings. You've tried it maybe a dozen times, but always fall back. You tell yourself, I'm just not built that way. I'm a night owl. But what if waking up early could completely redesign your destiny? What if one woman's story proved your entire future can change simply by changing when you open your eyes? This is the story of a woman drowning in her own life until she discovered that miracles happen before sunrise. Stay until the end. This might be the wake-up call that saves your future. In a crowded city where millions rush through their days like ants in a colony, there lived a 34-year-old woman named Sarah. Sarah worked as a customer service representative at a call center. Every morning at 9:30 a.m., she stumbled into the office, eyes barely open, clutching her third cup of coffee. Every evening at 6 p.m., she dragged herself home, exhausted, defeated, empty. Her salary was average. She lived in a small studio apartment with peeling paint, a couch that had been there when she moved in 5 years ago, and a window that looked directly into another building's wall. Her closet held the same 5 outfits she rotated weekly. Her refrigerator contained leftovers she never ate and dreams she never pursued. But more than financial mediocrity, Sarah suffered from something far worse. She felt invisible. Every day, she woke up at 8:45 a.m., rushed to get ready, skipped breakfast, arrived late, apologized to her supervisor, sat in her cubicle answering angry customers, went home, scrolled through social media until midnight, and fell asleep to the sound of her own thoughts screaming, "Is this all there is?" She had dreams once. She wanted to become a graphic designer. She had talent, her friends always said so. In college, she had created beautiful designs, won a small competition, felt alive when she worked on projects. But after graduation, she needed money immediately. The call center job was supposed to be temporary. That was 5 years ago. Every night, as she lay in bed scrolling through Instagram, she saw former classmates launching their design careers, traveling, creating, living. And Sarah would think, how did they do it? Why am I stuck while they're moving forward? She had tried to change. She bought online design courses but never finished them. She told herself she'd practice on weekends, but Saturdays disappeared into sleeping until 2 p.m. And Sundays vanished in a fog of Netflix and dread about Monday morning. Her younger sister, Emma, who worked as a nurse, would visit once a month. "Sarah, you're so talented. Why don't you pursue design? You're wasting your life at that call center." Sarah would shrug, her voice hollow. "I'm too tired, Emma. After work, I have no energy. I don't know how people do it. Work full-time and build something else." Emma would shake her head because they manage their time differently than you do. But Sarah didn't know what that meant. She worked 8 hours, slept 8 hours, and the remaining 8 disappeared into commuting, eating, and existing. There was no secret extra time. Everyone had the same 24 hours, right? The truth that haunted her most was this. She wasn't unhappy enough to quit. She wasn't happy enough to stay. She was trapped in the grey middle, and every morning when her alarm blasted at 8:45 a.m., giving her exactly 45 minutes to get ready and commute. She felt like she was sleepwalking through someone else's life. One thought kept returning, a whisper in the quiet moments before sleep. There has to be another way. But what? One freezing Monday morning in January, Sarah's phone rang at 7:30 a.m. She was still in bed, half awake. It was Emma, her voice shaking. "Sarah, can you come to the hospital?" Not as a visitor, as family. Dad collapsed. Heart attack. Sarah's world stopped. She threw on clothes and took a taxi across the city, a 45-minute ride that felt like hours. When she arrived at the intensive care unit, her father was stable but weak, tubes connected to his arms, monitors beeping steadily. The doctor was gentle but direct. "He's going to survive this time, but he needs to change everything: diet, stress, lifestyle. And you should know heart disease runs in families. You're at high risk too." Sarah sat beside her father's bed long after visiting hours. She watched his chest rise and fall, fragile and mortal. Her father had worked hard his entire life. 2 jobs, overtime, weekends. He provided for the family, but he never pursued his own dreams. He always said, "Someday, when I retire, I'll do what I really want." Now he was 61, lying in a hospital bed, and someday had never come. Her father's eyes opened slowly. He saw Sarah and tried to smile. "Sarah, my dear," he whispered, voice weak. "Don't be like me. Don't wait until it's too late to live the life you want." Tears streamed down Sarah's face. "Dad, I don't know how." His hand squeezed hers with surprising strength. "Find a way. You're young. You have time, but time disappears faster than you think. Promise me. Stop wasting your mornings sleeping away your future." Sarah stepped outside the hospital into the cold pre-dawn darkness. It was 5:30 a.m. The city was just beginning to wake. A few joggers ran past. A baker across the street was opening his shop. Warm light spilling onto the sidewalk. Birds were starting to sing. The sky was turning from black to deep blue, and in that moment, standing in the quiet dawn, Sarah made a decision. "No more," she whispered to herself. "I will not waste another day. I don't care how hard it is. I will find a way to build the life I want." On the subway ride home, Sarah noticed something unusual.
Sitting diagonal from her was a woman in her 40s, stylishly dressed, working on a laptop, peaceful and focused. Sarah recognized her Miss Patricia Morgan, a successful creative director whose work Sarah had admired online. What shocked Sarah was the time: 6:15 a.m. A successful woman working on a subway. At dawn, Sarah gathered her courage. "Excuse me, Miss Morgan? I follow your work online. I'm sorry to bother you, but why are you working this early?" Patricia looked up and smiled warmly. "Because I wake at 4:45 every morning. This is my sacred time before meetings, before emails, before the world demands my attention. This is when I create. But don't you need sleep? I sleep at 9 p.m. 7 hours. Plenty." Patricia studied Sarah's exhausted face. "You look like someone who's been running on empty for years." Sarah felt tears threatening. "I am. I work all day, but I'm not building anything. I'm just surviving." Patricia closed her laptop. "Let me guess. You wake up late, rush to work, come home exhausted, scroll your phone until midnight, sleep, repeat?" Sarah nodded, stunned by the accuracy. "You're living reactively." Patricia leaned forward. "Most people do. They let the day happen to them. But successful people, we live proactively. We take control of our mornings because mornings set the tone for everything." She pulled out a small notebook and drew a simple timeline. "Sarah, imagine your day as a train. If the train leaves the station late, chaotic, and unprepared, it stays late and chaotic all day long. But if it leaves on time, smooth, and intentional, everything flows better. Your morning is that station. She drew 2 columns. The hours between 5 a.m. and 8 a.m., that's your golden window. While 95% of people are still sleeping or rushing, you have silence, focus, and energy. 3 hours every morning. That's 21 hours per week, 90 hours per month, 1,095 hours per year. Patricia wrote the numbers clearly. That's 137 full 8-hour workdays. You literally get 5 extra months of productive time every year just by waking up early. In 5 years, that's an extra 2 full years of life. Sarah's eyes widened. 2 years? Here's what you do with those 3 hours. Patricia's voice was firm but kind. This is not a suggestion. This is the system that changed my life 15 years ago. Hour 1, 5 to 6 a.m. Build your skill. Whatever you want to become, designer, writer, entrepreneur, this hour is dedicated to learning and creating. Not consuming, creating. Work on your portfolio. Take online courses. Design real projects. 1 hour, every single day, no exceptions. Hour 2, 6 to 7 a.m. Build your body. 30 minutes of exercise, walk, yoga, gym, whatever. Your body is your foundation. If it breaks, everything collapses. 30 minutes to plan your day, review goals, journal, meditate. Mental clarity is everything. Hour 3, 7 to 8 a.m. Proper breakfast. Prepare for your day with intention. Review your work. Arrive early, calm, and ahead of everyone else. Sarah wrote frantically on her phone. Patricia added 3 non-negotiable rules. Rule 1. You wake at 5 a.m. every single day. Yes, including weekends. Consistency builds the habit. Exceptions destroy it. Rule 2. You sleep by 9:30 p.m. You cannot cheat biology. You need 7 to 8 hours. Control when you rest. Rule 3. The first 21 days will test you. Your body will rebel. Your mind will create excuses. You'll want to quit on day 3, day 7, day 14. Push through. After 21 days, it becomes easier. After 90 days, it becomes your identity. Patricia looked at Sarah seriously. I'll give you a challenge. 90 days. Wake at 5 a.m. and use those 3 hours intentionally. After 90 days, send me your portfolio. If you've actually done the work, real work, not half effort, I'll review it personally and introduce you to people in the industry. She handed Sarah her business card. But if you quit, don't contact me. This industry is filled with people who say they want success. I only help people who prove they want it. Sarah felt the weight of the moment. She thought of her father in the hospital bed, her wasted years, her vanishing future. I'll do it, she said, voice steady. I won't quit. We'll see, Patricia said with a knowing smile. Everyone says that on day 1. The next morning, Sarah's alarm screamed at 5 a.m. Her body felt like concrete. Her mind whispered, just 1 more hour. You deserve rest. Tomorrow, you can start. But she remembered her father's face, Patricia's challenge, her own promise. She threw off the blanket and stood up. The first week was torture. Sarah felt like a zombie. At 5, 0 a.m. While darkness still covered the city, she sat at her tiny desk with her laptop, working through Photoshop tutorials on YouTube. Her eyes burned. Her head throbbed. But she didn't stop. At 6 a.m., she forced herself to do 30 minutes of yoga in her cramped living room, following videos online. Then she journaled for 30 minutes, writing her goals, her fears, her progress. By 7 a.m., she made a real breakfast, not just coffee and panic. She reviewed her design work. At 8:15 a.m., she arrived at the call center early for the first time in 5 years. Her colleagues noticed. Sarah, why are you here so early? Are you feeling okay? She smiled. I'm changing my life. The cycle repeated. Every morning, 5 a.m., without negotiation. It was exhausting. It was lonely. Her friends didn't understand. You're crazy. Sleep is important, but something miraculous happened around day 18. Sarah woke up at 4:58 a.m., 2 minutes before her alarm. Her body had adapted, and for the first time, she didn't feel resentment. She felt powerful. The design tutorial started making sense. She completed her first real project, a logo redesign for a local coffee shop owner she met online. He paid her $150, her first design income in 5 years. Her morning workouts became sacred. The sunrise through her small window, the quiet city, the feeling that while everyone else slept, she was building her future brick by brick. By the end of month 2, Sarah had completed 4 online courses in Adobe Creative Suite. She had built a portfolio of 12 design projects. She had lost 8 pounds from consistent exercise. Her mind felt sharper than it had in years. People at work noticed. "Sarah, you're glowing. What's your secret?" She smiled. "I wake up at 5 a.m. and work on my real life before my job starts." In the 3rd month, Sarah started applying her skills beyond personal projects. She reached out to small businesses, offering design services. She landed 3 freelance clients. She worked her call center job from 9:30 to 6, then spent evenings communicating with clients and mornings creating designs. On day 89 of Sarah's 5 a.m. journey, her supervisor called her into the office. "Sarah, I've noticed you've been arriving early, looking healthier, and honestly, your performance has improved. But I also heard you're doing freelance design work." Sarah's heart stopped. She thought she was about to be reprimanded. "I want to offer you something," her supervisor continued. "Our marketing department needs someone to handle internal graphics. It's a lateral move. Same pay for now, but it's design work. Day shift, creative environment. Interested?" Sarah could barely speak. "You're offering me a design position? You've clearly been developing your skills. Why not use them here?" That evening, Sarah sent Patricia her portfolio along with a message. 90 days. I never missed a single 5 a.m. wake up. Here's what I built. And today, I got offered a design position at my company. Patricia's response came within an hour. "I knew you had it in you. You didn't just build a portfolio. You built discipline. That's rarer than talent. Let's meet next week. I want to introduce you to my team." 1 year later, Sarah had left the call center entirely. She was working as a junior designer at Patricia's agency. She had tripled her income. She had moved to a bright 1-bedroom apartment with huge windows that let in the morning sun. Every morning at 5 a.m., she still woke up, not because she had to, but because those 3 hours were sacred. That's when she worked on passion projects, learned new techniques, and planned her future. Her father, now recovered and healthier, visited her new apartment. He saw her design awards on the wall, her thriving career, her joy. "Sarah, you did it. You actually changed your life." She hugged him. "You told me to stop wasting my mornings." I listened. Her colleagues would ask, "Sarah, why do you still wake up so early? You've already made it." She would smile and say, "Success isn't a destination. It's a daily practice, and mine begins at 5 a.m. My friend, Sarah's story is proof of something powerful. Your life can change, not someday. Not when conditions are perfect. Right now, starting tomorrow morning at 5 a.m. Here's what most people don't understand. The difference between where you are and where you want to be is not talent. It's not connections. It's not even circumstances. It's how you use the time when everyone else is sleeping. Between 5 a.m. and 8 a.m., the world is quiet. No emails, no calls, no interruptions. Your willpower is at its maximum. Your mind is fresh. This is when you do the work that changes your trajectory. Successful people understand this. That's why entrepreneurs, artists, and high performers wake up early. Not because they're superhuman, because they understand that winning the morning means winning your life. So here's your challenge. The same challenge Patricia gave Sarah. Asterisk, asterisk. Step 1. Asterisk, asterisk. Tonight, set your alarm for 5 a.m. Not 5:15, not 5:30, exactly 5 a.m. Put your phone across the room so you must stand up to turn it off. Asterisk, asterisk. Step 2. Asterisk, asterisk. Decide what you'll build in your first hour. A skill you need, a business idea, a certification, a creative project. Choose one thing, just one, and commit to it for 90 days. 1 hour every morning. No negotiation. Asterisk, asterisk. Step 3. Asterisk, asterisk. Protect your 9:30 p.m. bedtime. You cannot wake up early if you sleep late. Cut the endless scrolling. Skip the late-night Netflix binges. Sleep is not your enemy. Wasted evenings are? I promise you this. If you wake up at 5 a.m. every single day for 90 days and use those 3 hours intentionally, your life will transform. Maybe you won't become a millionaire. Maybe you won't get your dream job immediately. But you will become someone different, stronger, more disciplined, more capable. And that person can achieve anything. Sarah had nothing but a dead-end job and fading dreams. You have more than she had. You're watching this video, which means you have internet, access to unlimited learning, and opportunity. The only question is, will you use it? Or will you hit snooze tomorrow and wonder 5 years from now why your life looks exactly the same? If you're ready to join the 5 a.m. movement, hit that like button right now as your public commitment. Then drop a comment telling me, what will you build in your first hour tomorrow? Let's hold each other accountable. I'll be reading every comment. Share this video with someone who keeps saying they want to change but never does. Maybe this is the message they need to hear today. And subscribe to this channel because every week I bring you stories of ordinary people who transformed their lives, the exact systems they used to do it. Remember Sarah's words, success is not a destination, it's a daily practice. And that practice begins at 5 a.m. Will you be awake? Your future self is waiting on the other side of that alarm clock. Don't make them wait another day.